come hang out with us as well.
Nice. Hey guys.
What is up, guys? Welcome to North Country Off Grid. Live at
5:30.
2-ish, probably. We were a little
Sorry.
late.
We've got a baby and he comes in first.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Someone's crying. Don't
Uh-oh,
cry.
why are you crying?
Don't cry. No tears.
We're here now. How are you guys? We've got 26 people in here. Awesome.
All right, guys, as usual, let us know where you're from in the comments. It's always fun to see where everybody is from. Cheek Family Farmstead in the house, Robinson Prospecting, Paula Wells, Monica Freedom, and Kenneth Lee from Mississippi. Monica's from Kissimmee. Looks like Kissimmee.
Kiss me?
Kissimmee. I like Kissimmee. Is it
I
Kissimmee
like it.
or is it Kissimmee?
Oh boy, now they're coming in fast.
Yep, too fast. John's in with a C, a Junction, Arizona. Ooh, Manitoba,
Hey.
Canada, Lake Havasu. Ooh,
This
that
is
hot
so
right now, or what?
crazy. It never goes over my head to think that you guys are all joining us from all these different parts of the world. That is just so amazing. Thank you for being here.
Edward Kiefer says, the land of champions,
Ooh.
the city of champions. I had to try and remember it. We got a New Brunswick, Canada, a Martin, Kentucky, California with an LOL. New Jersey truck driving through Florida with my wife. Oh, awesome.
Oh,
We're on the road.
cool.
I got a
Cool.
splinter right in my fingertip. Those ones are no fun.
Ooh, youch. Yeah, we are a little late because Chad literally came out of building a pig pen or pig shelter. And I needed to change the baby's diaper because he decided to wake up right before we went live. So it got a little crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, we were building a nice pig shelter for the piglets out in the big pasture because we are expanding, people. We're getting big. We're growing. We got growth happening.
We are, yes. I saw somebody notice that you got a stash trim.
Yeah.
That makes me laugh because it took me a couple hours to figure out. I'm like, hey, I can see your lips.
Yep. You can see me smile now, looking dapper. Not quite. Not quite, but we might be in for a bit of a change-up, guys.
Ooh.
We might be hitting up a barber shop here pretty soon.
What you drinking, Chad? Yeah, what are you drinking, Chad?
Drinking Shelby's juice.
They have these Otter Pops at Costco.
No, they had these Otter Pops at Costco back in the winter time.
No,
This was
the
a-
very
this was a-
beginning of summer, maybe spring.
This was a little after you knew you were pregnant. And Shelby knew that they wouldn't have them at Costco when it was time for her to be able to drink again, which is...
Now, but I'm not.
When can you drink? I don't even know when you can drink while breastfeeding. But anyway, she bought them and stored them away.
Because I swear this was my invention. A couple years ago,
It's true.
I'm being
This is a true story.
mom, and I'm getting my kids the frozen popsicles, and I'm
The
like,
Otter
oh my
Pops.
gosh, they need to be making these for adults with alcohol in them. And sure as heck, they made them this summer while I'm pregnant.
Yeah, they made them.
And
She's
I
like,
can't have them.
she's like, oh, that's my invention. And then she leaves, and then she comes back, and she's got them in the cart. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I'll just freeze them until I can drink them.
Well, you don't have to freeze them until you can drink them. So I stored them,
Yeah.
but Chad is slowly.
So
They're not even frozen. He's not even doing it
they
right.
taste like the syrup of Otter Pop when you don't when they're not frozen.
Ew.
They
So
taste
it's
like
not
the
even
syrup.
good?
It's very sugary. Yeah. Dave wants you to hold up the baby like Simba.
He's so cute, you guys, and he's so sweet. Oh, and he's got milk on him. Let's see. Can we get you in there?
Single man's in the house.
He's like, Mom, really? That was kind of. Let's say hi.
This kid's hilarious. He just likes to be held.
He does.
We were up today at 5 in the morning. He likes to be held, and he's comfortable, and every once in a while he opens one eye to make sure I'm still holding him. It's so funny. And I'll just sit there and have him in my lap. And he winks at me, looks, and then goes back to sleep. But if you try to put him back in the bassinet, he's like, nope, 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 don't put me down. Pretty funny. So we hang out early.
And he's going to be a part of our live chats for a while because I was thinking, oh, he'll probably be napping and he can be in the stroller right next to us. Nope, he is wide awake now.
Living the dream
hanging
says he
out.
looks like Kinley.
He does. He looks so much like McKinley that I just stare at him sometimes and I'm like, it feels like McKinley's a baby again because they look so much alike. Got my chapstick on you. Do you want more? I'll cut you off.
Well, somebody else is having one. Who's your homesteader they're having a little guy in November.
Oh, congratulations.
So cool. So cool.
It's like the year of the boys, I swear. You want to
Single man wants a close-up of that baby's face.
I feel like that was pretty close.
He's still got his pregnancy shiner.
You say hi. Oh, and eyes and all. You guys are lucky. Oh, we love him. We're so, so happy. I was thinking about it today, and his due date is tomorrow. So we've got an extra 3 bonus weeks with him, and it's been pretty darn awesome.
Yeah, it's actually been great because there was so much running around before he got here. And it was like we weren't getting stuff done. Like I would be like, okay, I'm gonna go do this. And Shelby's like, no, we gotta go to the hospital. Like, dang it. Okay, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. She's like, no, we actually have a scheduled appointment tomorrow.
Yep, we were doing doctor's appointments twice a week, and we went to the hospital a total of 9 times before we had him. So it was busy.
It was like three trips a week. It was ridiculous.
And I'm feeling a lot better because the reason for all of that was high blood pressure and risk of preeclampsia. So
Living the Dream says that we can now slow down. It's actually now we can go. Now we can start getting some stuff done.
yeah.
I was actually waiting to go get my permits because you've got 1 year from the time you get your permit to build, and then you got to get another permit if you keep going. But I wanted to wait because it was going to chop a couple months off of the project. So we're going to get permits this week. The government will be happy to hear that. So we're getting some permits, and then we're gonna
You
be
heard it
starting
here
some bills.
first.
Yeah.
Because we know
I'll
that
be in the office this week, you a-holes. You'll see me.
we've got those spies out there watching us.
Yeah,
so
I'll show you guys the permit when we get it.
yeah. Yep. So it just being so busy and constantly having to leave, it's been really hard to be able to find the time to just build. And it's also been me and Chad building everything since we've started a homestead. So I haven't been able to help him, which I'm still a little bit away from being able to help because I did have a C-section and I need to fully recover. But I'm feeling lots better, and I know that I'll be able to help soon. So more progress on the farm, and our little man is here to love on. So what more could we be asking
Keith
for?
Wheat said he is on his way out. I swear I always see him saying goodbye.
Does he have chores?
I'm sure he just asked how little Keith is doing. Little Keith is doing great.
Oh, he's smiling. Hi. Sorry.
Interrupted it. You interrupted our piglet talk.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm done. Little Keith is good. He's probably not even here anymore.
Little Keith is doing just fine.
Yeah, Callie's becoming really good help with the building. Shelby's always been good help with the building. So it's nice that the kids are getting older, which is kind of why we decided to do tonight's live chat being living with kids on the homestead, or whatever the title was. Because we were all out working today and they were all out helping out, and it's so funny to see Callie getting so big to where she's able to reach things up high that normally like Shelby had to help with, and now it's like you're out. Callie's gonna have to come help me because she can get higher now, which is great.
She can probably get higher than I can now.
Shirts Livestock in the house, off kilter homestead
Hey,
says, do you have to notch the cabin together, or are you going to mill and stud it out? No, we're gonna notch it, man. We're gonna be using lap notches, just like Lincoln logs. We're gonna do Lincoln logs. It's a traditional Finnish style cabin building where they square off the logs. It's really cool. It's gonna be a fun build. I feel like most everybody, when they do a log cabin, they scribe the cabin and then set it, and it's kind of what everyone does. And I wanted to try something a little different. I'm excited to do it.
Somebody asked how many kids we have. So Creed is our number 4. We've got Callie, who is 12, almost 13, Deegan, who is 9, and McKinley, who is 8. No, Deegan's 10. Yeah, we've got 4.
Got a question here about red wattle piggers. Cheek Family Farmstead says, are red wattles good for Texas? Guys, if you see me itching, it's because I have just sawdust and bark and probably bugs all over me.
Awesome.
Well, I've been working under the trees, so they've all been falling all over me.
Get the baby later.
Red wattle pigs do very well in, they're a heritage pig, so they do very well in cold weather and extreme hot weather. So it's a good pig to have. Not coming from Texas, I couldn't tell you what the best pig would be for the heat, but pigs are tough and they do well. So I mean, mine do well, and we get like a week of hot weather, and that's it. Let's see here. We had the all-important question that Shelby and I are taking care of right now. PC Guys Off-Grid Cabin says, what up with the duck race? Guys, you will be seeing the duck race.
Woohoo! Finally!
Very shortly.
Thanks for being so patient about it, you guys. Holy smokes, we did it to reach our 30,000 subscriber goal, and we smoked past it. We just hit 48,000 yesterday, or today?
Yesterday.
So you guys are being so patient. Thank you. We still are so excited to.
There's going to be 20,000 people who are like, what's this duck race? How did I miss that?
Kind of random for all of our new folks.
Sorry,
but
friends.
We'll do something again fun like it, but we're excited to be able to go do it. So it'll be fun.
Cindy Lawson says, Dutch was wondering if pigs and chickens can be put together. You can put
Yeah,
pigs
can
and
you?
chickens together. Our chickens go in with our pigs. We only have one pig that will actually attack them and eat them because she accidentally squished one a few years ago, and then she ate it because anything that's not moving in the pen becomes food. So she ate it, and
Creepy.
he's just back there chewing grass. I put the grass right here, but he's moving out of the camera.
That was such a creepy sound you made there.
I don't know what I was saying. What was I talking about? It don't matter. Oh, chickens.
Oh yeah, chickens.
They ate the chicken, and so now they always eat chickens. They will, I'm getting flies in my drink. They will chase it down and eat it. But if they don't, they all get along well together. Like when the pigs, when you're dumping feed in, if you get some in their hair, the chickens will pick them clean. So yes, chicken, pigs together are good.
They definitely pick up.
Don't let them eat them.
You might have said this. I'm kind of zoning out. I'm super duper tired.
I didn't say it. Go ahead.
Chickens are really good at picking up the scraps that pigs will waste.
She means their poop.
Ew. But no, I mean they'll pick up so much feed in their mouth and it will just drop to the ground, and the chickens will go and pick all that up. So
they will also pick up all of the grain out of their poop as well.
They do that.
Anything that the pig does not digest, the chickens are getting it.
Yep. Hi, Jared Crocker. Thanks for coming.
Jared Crocker in the house.
What else were we going to talk about?
We were talking about
how our chickens just got eaten by
one
a
of
pig.
the chickens are dead.
Just happened.
Oh, Nevaeh's in here. Hi, Nevaeh.
Hey!
We got a Crocker who?
Oh, Dixie. Yes, this is your baby too. I know. Dixie is always checking on the baby to make sure I'm doing an okay job and she doesn't need to step in. Go lay down. Thank you. He's fine. So we titled it Living Off-Grid, or Raising a Family Off-Grid. You know, having a baby off-grid is definitely different than having a baby on-grid. You know, I'd say that there's things that make it a lot more difficult, and I plan on kind of doing more of a video where I really talk about how I make things work, because it's definitely a change to how I raised my other babies. But there's also so many great things about raising kids off-grid. I think it more comes when they're older and they really get to be a part of the farm and the animals and they get all of that. What do you have to say about
Well, I
all
would
of that?
kind of going before that, like having kids off grid. McKinley moved off grid when she was 4.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
When she was 4, and she did really well with it. It wasn't any kind of a shock to her. It was like a camping trip that she just never came home from. And she did really well. The older kids did really well. All of them have taken to it. But I think that had we not had older kids going off grid, I think I'd be nervous to have a baby off grid. But after living off grid for 6 years and just understanding that off grid is just a different way of doing everything. Anything that you do on grid, you can do off grid. I mean, even if you wanted to sit around and watch TV, it's doable off grid. So just understanding that and then having the confidence in knowing that, you know, anything you need done can get done. You just got to do it.
Right. I think that had we tried to have a baby off grid year 1 of even living off grid, it would have been really stressful. But we have so many.
Well, there's so much to put in place.
There's so many
when
things
you're
to
building.
put in place. Absolutely. And everything just takes a little bit more time rather than, you know, having instant hot water. There's a little bit more of a process to it. But, you know, now that we've got systems in place, and it just seems like we also have the time and freedom to really not be stressed about like the extra time that some things take. Like, yeah, it's going to take a little bit longer to make sure that his bottles are sanitized and all of that, but we've got the time to do it, which makes it amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, and part of that too, what you're talking about, like getting stuff in place, doing all that kind of stuff. A lot of that, which is a little off topic, but you know, Jeremy was finding out in his video, Living the Dream Homestead, was just getting overwhelmed with the amount of stuff that he had to do. And one thing that like off-gridders will go do, homesteaders will go do when they first get there is they want to just run. They want to just do everything. You know, they see someone who's got the farm completely done, all the systems in place, and they're like, I want all of that, boom, and they go. And you wind up taking on multiple projects, which slow you down, and I'm guilty of it. I take on multiple projects, or I get something done enough, and then I move on to another thing because, you know, I just want to run and build a bunch of stuff and get a bunch done.
We had to have this conversation kind of recently.
We had this conversation before, like coming into this summer, I was like, hey, I'm going to do something all the way through, and then I'm not going to stop.
Yeah. And
it's
have
just,
it finished.
you do something, you jump to the next, and then you take on another one. And Shelby and I are always plotting and scheming. We're always coming up with the next step and the next goal. So it's always like, okay, I'm going to jump over and start doing that now. And so there's a lot of unfinished stuff. But there's enough in place for a baby to be here.
Absolutely. And
Your basics.
We have done everything with cash. So it's also like, gosh, if we had the money that we could just get everything done, we would have got it done, you know, 2-3 years ago. But, you know, when you're doing it with cash and it's when you can, how you can, it takes time. So a lot of the time you have to kind of just figure out natural resources.
Which is a bad habit.
No.
Well, it's a bad habit, and it's a bad habit like we'll get going on building something. Like my shop build right now is on hold because we needed more money to go get more supplies. So, you know, so it's not been getting done. So I've moved on to stuff that I can do that's not taking a bunch of money because the roof on that place is going to take a lot for that roofing metal. So, you know, so we built it and then it's taken a big time out. So, you know, it can be, you know, doing it with cash if you don't have all the cash up front to get going or to do it all. Sometimes it bites you in the butt.
It does, but the alternative to that is getting a loan and then, you know, being a slave to your payments. So you don't have that freedom.
Or just waiting until you have enough to get it all.
Oh, there is probably that.
Which is all right. It's fine.
But
I don't mind doing stuff like that.
It makes you get crafty, and it makes you think, like even what Chad and the kids have been working on today. Like, we didn't have...
Cost me nails.
Yeah, we didn't have the building supplies for you to go build a new pig hut, but we sure as heck had plenty of trees that are down and that aren't being used or could be down. So
yeah, so we're kind of killing two birds with one stone. We're clearing the dead trees you guys are aware of. we're clear on that stuff, and then we are using it to build. Right now, we're building a little pig hut, or a much bigger pig hut in another area, so that the pigs have a big shelter out in that area now for winter.
Absolutely. I saw somebody asked where the other 3 kiddos. I think it was Jamie.
It was Jamie. Jamie Shorts.
They are in the house. I think they are
burning it
just
down.
playing a game. They have been busy with homeschooling and busy with, also it's fun to homeschool because it's not necessarily every single day doing the books and paper, which normally it is for a couple hours, but it can be so much more hands-on learning. So they did a lot of building with Dad today. So I bet they're just inside enjoying the fact that they're not working and probably playing some kind of a game.
They had fun today.
And Kinley's gonna ask me as soon as I walk in if we can cut open the watermelon.
We got questions here. Scott Purcell says, how do you complete homeschooling requirements being 100% off-grid? I know 2 parents that do it, and the state keep track of the hours and assignments. Here in Idaho, the state does not run schooling, so you can homeschool and they don't regulate anything. You don't answer to the government. You should have the right to homeschool your kids, and if they go and pass the go get a GED, that's the only that's all they need to be able to get a degree. Or your certificate saying that you can do high school, but the government doesn't keep up with it in the state of Idaho, so there's no need to follow their whatever.
PC Off-Grids with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much.
He says, get the roof on that shop, dude. Dave says, dude, nails are expensive these days. Buy a big box, man, when you do projects. You'll always have leftovers. And then when you go to yard sales, pick up people's extra nails for cheap. That's my secret. Don't tell anyone. Let's see here. Nevaeh says, are you guys getting any more pigs? We are getting more pigs. We just talked about that. The guy that I buy pigs from is deciding to sell some pigs, and I will be picking up a couple of pigs from him. We will be expanding the pig business because we are still not meeting the demand.
Yeah,
the demand is becoming more demanding.
Tons of pigs everywhere.
Let's see here. Yay, homeschooling. Homeschooling is, if you're living off grid, if you're homesteading, you're taking the time to be with your family, there's really no need to not homeschool. I mean, it's totally your choice, but you're there with your kids already. Why go dump them off? For us, not that part of homeschooling is what we do out here, but it's such a learning process out here, and they're learning so many life skills. Like today, the kids are building. Kinley's 8 years old.
Sorry.
She's learning how to build structures and stuff at 8 years old. I didn't do that at 8 years old. Played video games and had stick guns.
Well, and each one of our kiddos learned so differently, and we did public school for years, and it was just it felt like we were trying to put, I'm gonna butcher it, but like a square peg in a circle.
Yeah,
hole.
round hole. You got it. You nailed it, baby.
And finally, it was like, why are we doing this? Like, I was super involved in the school. I was there multiple times a week. I was there to drop off and pick up our kids, and available for teachers to talk to me any and all the time. And I wanted to be a part of their team because I care about my kids and I want them to be doing well. And one of the kids' teachers waited until parent-teacher conference to let me know that they were falling super far behind. And that was so frustrating because
Shelby was there at the school multiple days of the week. It's like you could have had that conversation anytime.
And I would want to be on your side, let me know how I can help at home. And I just felt so bombarded by the fact that there was me with like 4 other teachers basically telling me this information and hearing it for the first time. And it was like, geez, why are we doing this?
And then also they would, this was something that just bothered me, is when a kid was struggling, they would send them out in a hallway with a parent volunteer who had 0 qualifications at all. And it's like, you're just exiling that kid with someone you don't know how well they're going to teach that kid or not teach that kid. And you're sending them out in the hall to get one-on-one time for someone who's volunteering. Sounds like a horrible plan to me. Overland Rob is a new subscriber, first time
Hey,
catching.
thanks for coming.
He says he can't wait to go off-grid and make that move out of California. Don't blame you, buddy.
Oh,
Welcome to the
that's
channel.
awesome. I'm excited for you. It's definitely such a fun lifestyle. I did see too, somebody had asked if we've always lived in Idaho. And yes, we have. I am born and raised.
I actually came from a little town called Green Acres, which is about 10 minutes over the border. Same area, though.
Oh, Angela, that's a sweet one. Can you read that one?
No.
I like that comment.
Angela says, Angela Off-Grid, same person. I was amazed at the meetup. So many kids. It should have been total chaos. Everyone there, I was so impressed with how well they behaved. Yeah, when you live off-grid, RC Joe 2 lives in Green Acres too.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Hey.
Them's my old stomping grounds. When you take the time to be at home with your kids, homeschool your kids, live this life with your kids, you're around your kids much more. So unless you tolerate, like, where's all this dirt coming from?
I don't know. It was looking really cool in the background with the sun coming through. It looked very...
But if you tolerate your kids being disrespectful around you, then they're going to be disrespectful kids. But if you're around your kids all the time, you're constantly correcting their behavior, so they're not little a-holes.
Seriously.
Shirts Livestock says, are you going hunting this fall, Chadley? Yeah, I'm coming down to you, Jamie. I'm going elk hunting with you friends in southern Idaho.
Oh. Yeah, are ya?
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to correlate it with a pig delivery.
Nice.
So I can drop off pig meat and bring up elk meat.
Oh boy, they're coming in quick.
Are the bugs bad there? We have lots of mosquitoes. Oh gosh, flies have been horrible this year.
Which flies are annoying, but they're not like mosquitoes where, you know, you're gonna get bit, or they're not like bees where you're gonna get stung, but yeah, lots of flies.
Arkansas Pilgrim is yelling at me. What? Arkansas Pilgrim? You got a question, just ask it. You don't get to scream at me. Looking studly there, Cad. Oh, okay, you misspelled my name. Cool, we're buds.
Oh.
Let's see here. Thank you, sir. Living the dream homestead asks why southern Idaho. Southern Idaho is just where we have family, and they go on a big elk hunt. And up here, I don't have a ton of people to go hunting with, so it's nice to just go down and be with family. It's always fun to go hunting with family.
And I love it because the family that's down there is actually my biological family, and I am adopted. And so I didn't get to meet my family until, how many years ago now? Like 7. I think McKinley was just a baby when I found my dad's side of the family. And
Was it 7?
I think so. I think
No, because we went down there.
Like
Kinley wasn't a baby. We went down there the year you found your aunts, because that's when we met Ren and Jamie the first time.
But she was little, so
I don't
that's
think that
what
was
I'm
7
trying
years
to
ago,
go.
because he came up here, went bear hunting with me the following year.
So 6
And he
years
just
ago?
and he came up 2 years in a row, and he hasn't come up the last 2 years, so 4 out of 5.
So I've only known my biological family for probably like 5-6 years on my dad's side of the family. So meeting them and kind of instantly knowing where I came from and like fitting in with them. And it's so nice because Chad fits in with them, because the family that I was raised with,
And they're all smart asses.
I don't think they always thought, I don't know. Anyways, it's funny how meeting my biological family, it's like I almost married somebody that is like my biological family. It's just kind of that.
Yep. Could be related.
Yeah. So it's fun to see him like planning these hunting trips that I'm like, I didn't even know about it. I love it.
Charles Gandy says no whitetail hunting. Yeah, we got whitetail in the backyard. We will do hunting around here as well. I just like to, if I can go take a trip down and go hunt with family, I will.
Yeah, makes it fun.
Yeah, even if you don't get anything, it's just fun. Those hunting trips are some of the best memories I've had. I've killed a lot of animals, but the big trips where you go with family anywhere, and whether you strike out or whatever, like those are my best memories growing up, is the big hunting parties.
MJW said that she is adopted as well. Haven't found yours. Glad it worked out for you. Yeah, it's tough to make that call to say that you want to find them because it can go well or it can not go well. I was really nervous to find my biological dad because I was told that he didn't want anything to do with me. And coincidentally enough, we've only spoken like twice, but his family has really embraced me and loved me, and
And they're a lot of fun, good people.
they are. So
And they took, like, once they knew Shelby was like family, it was like, your family, get in here. It was a little weird, actually. It was pretty cool though.
And then I always just knew that I was gonna find my biological mom like as soon as I could. I just felt such a connection with her, even though we spent a lot of years apart. So meeting her, it was instant. That's my mom. So her and I are super close too. So
Yeah, and they look alike.
well, yeah, we look a lot alike.
Like a lot.
And we talk.
Nevaeh asks, what is that stick structure right there? I don't know. The kids are building some weird Blair Witch Project structures out here. I don't know what they're doing.
No.
There's like a coffee mug on one of the sticks. I don't know what they're doing. It's ridiculous.
Oh my goodness.
They're a little creepy, like a creepy teepee.
Creepy TV.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
South Florida DCL Doug Larrabee says, what'd he say? Looks like you have the only family you need.
This is true. I am very, very blessed. I was raised in a family that adopted me, and they both, mom and dad, just didn't quite do what they said that they promised that they do, and I didn't have a good childhood. So I just always dreamed about having a family and a big family. So I feel very blessed, and I feel like all of my prayers have come true with Chad and our kiddos. So
Yep, she nailed it. Won the lottery there, that's for sure.
I did, and I got lucky because we got married a month after I turned 18.
Yeah,
I could have
girl.
easily messed that up. Got very lucky.
Shirts Livestock says, what's your hunting plans? Question mark, yelling at me with exclamations and a bunch of deer. I'm coming hunting with you, Jamie. Good Lord. Stan Klein says, how is the real estate business going for you now? Has it gotten more busy?
So this year, I would say that has been my slowest year in the last 7 years, just because my pregnancy was so rough. But I have amazing clients, and I've kind of touched base with everybody, and they've all known what's going on. So it just seems like all of a sudden now that I'm like, hey, I'm ready to be back in the workplace, my phone has kind of been blowing up, so I feel very blessed with that. So yes, it is still very busy, especially up here in North Idaho.
The market's ridiculous.
It is so ridiculous. It's
Kelly
just
Farrell,
busy.
$2 super chat, says, I love your family. Thank you, Kelly. We love you too.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Silver Mac stopped by. Great, buddy. Way to earn the blue wrench. Glad you're here. Good to see you.
So happy you got the right family, Shelby. Thank you. I am too. I really am. I felt like I was this lost little lonely girl, and I got got swooped up with all of them. So I'm very
Brian
happy.
says, you got me as one for reading. You got me as one for sure. They are in the process of selling their humble abode in California, and they're getting out of there.
Yay. Thank you so much.
RC Joe
guys are
2
amazing.
says, real estate is hot in eastern Washington, North Idaho.
It sure is.
It's stupid. I hope the market crashes soon. Arkansas Pilgrim gives us a $9.47 super chat. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
We're going to roof this shop in no time.
Yay.
Silver Max says he's been working a lot. He's sorry. I forgive you.
How dare you have a life?
Living the Dream says, Nevaeh, the intro for Dave and Lisa was amazing. Great job. Yeah, I heard it when he changed it over, and I instantly knew it was you.
What?
It's so cool to have such a recognizable voice.
That is so amazing. Oh,
Yeah.
I have to go listen to it. Was that on today's video?
It's on all of his videos now. He changed it like 3 videos ago, I believe.
Yay. I've watched your videos, but I think I've just missed the intro because I've got a
We just
baby.
started doing them.
That is so awesome. I'm
And
excited to hear it.
Dave will release a video at like 4 in the morning when nobody is up.
Oh, me and Creed are up. I should
Well,
be
you should be watching his videos then. Now you have no excuse.
But I do live off grid, and sometimes my phone is not alive.
Teresa Johnson says, are you planning on having more children or adoption?
Oh, adoption.
I honestly don't know
No,
if
that's
I
the
could
wrong answer.
adopt a child.
Oh.
I don't know if I could adopt a child.
You're
I don't
saying
know.
that out loud.
Yeah, well, it's true. I don't know. It's not that, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm an a-hole for it. I just don't know if I could love a child that's not mine as much as I would love a child that is mine.
And
I
you're
just
being
don't know.
honest. I think that.
But I love,
It's
I love
really-
kids. I love to coach kids when I'm coaching, like
Such a
all my
good
littles. I love doing it. But
don't think
I
you
also
give
like when they
yourself
go
enough-
home at the end of practice with not me.
That is true.
I don't know.
But
I don't know.
think
I don't know if I
that
could do
you're
it.
not giving yourself enough credit. You have a huge heart, and I think that you'd be amazing at that. I can tell you that from being somebody that's adopted, I always felt like I was the adopted child. With any family gatherings or anything, I always knew that I was not a real member of the family. And so if we did adopt, I would want you to be full-heartedly in, because I'd never want our child to feel like that. So I wouldn't ever take it off the table, especially if it kind of just happened and it was like a God
If they were like
thing,
a
and it was
talented
like,
builder or like good at sports or like loved fishing, something like that,
gosh.
he could earn my love.
oh my gosh, awful.
He could earn my love.
But for real talk, if it happened and it was a God thing and we just couldn't deny it, I would say yes. And then also, I plan, and I don't know if Chad is a part of these
I don't think you
plans
can
or
adopt
not.
without me.
No, I'm
okay.
saying that I really plan on having one more baby.
Ooh.
Our kiddos are so close in age, and Creed is so far in age, and I just really want him to have a little buddy growing up, because siblings are amazing.
Yeah.
So I really want to work out hard this year, and get my body just in shape, because I think that had a lot to do with my high blood pressure and pregnancy complications. And I'm just being real and honest with you guys, because it's hard to admit as a woman. And so that's going to be my goal this year, is just working out, eating right, being healthy, trying to eat out of our garden as much as possible.
Well, and we're teaming up too. We're teaming up with Imagine Acre Wood. We've decided that we're all going to start doing some hiking.
Oh, yes.
Doing a lot of backpacking up in the woods and stuff, and we're gonna go together. I found out that Dave has grown up doing it, which is great. It's always been something that I wanted to do. I just wasn't into that group. So we're going to be doing a lot of backpacking and hiking up in this area, because there's so much of it in this area. You know, when we go up into the woods to hunt and stuff, but to hit the trails and get into those back lakes and stuff, we're going as a team. It's gonna be fun. It'll be a blast.
So we're gonna make it a lot more of like a lifestyle for our family, that we're just constantly kind of being fit and active. And so with that, that's my goal for the next year, is just to be ready to ruin my body again by having another baby. No, I'll just stay a lot more fit in the next pregnancy, and hopefully it just goes a lot easier. So that's the goal, is one more baby in about maybe a year or so.
Single dad
get on board.
homesteading in the house, stopping by to say what's up. You guys get a chance, stop by his channel and check him out. That dude is a good dude. You can tell certain people
Go do
when
your
you
homework
watch
today.
more good people there. You can tell there's certain people when you watch their channel. You can see their heart.
Absolutely.
That guy's one of them. Go check him out. Single dad homesteading.
Super great guy.
There's a lot to see and do in North Idaho. Gosh dang it, you guys stop.
No,
Typing so fast.
Don't stop. We appreciate
It
it.
is
And
still tolerable,
just so you
but getting
guys know,
harder.
it's so hard to read all these comments while they're going through.
If it's
so
more
quickly.
than 5 words, it becomes a block, and the second block and the third block kicks them out.
But we always go back and re-watch our live stream, not to watch ourselves, but to read what you guys have to say. And it just always makes my heart explode. So right away, please write whatever you guys want, and we promise that we will read it at some point.
Yeah.
And hit that thumbs up. Yes,
type
that
small.
would be amazing. Thank you guys so much. What were you reading? And then I started talking.
Which time?
Sorry.
I don't know.
I'm like so sleep deprived.
That's all right.
It's a little bit ridiculous.
You can
but
interrupt me whenever you want.
we're doing good. He's worth being sleep deprived with. I always have like the mentality of that babies are only babies for such a small amount of time. And so when he wakes up and it's the middle of the night, like I'm never cranky about it. I'm just like, my baby is up and he wants to be with his mama, so I'm gonna hold him and love every single second of him being little and needing me, because it goes so quickly.
Yeah.
I just got super like sentimental today looking at Callie, and she's so big, and just remember that she was my first one that I got to cuddle with and love on and do all this newborn baby stuff with. And now, like legit, she's gonna be driving soon, and it happens so quickly.
Which will be hilarious. Because she's our clumsy one.
Oh,
We're
boy.
gonna need full coverage.
We're gonna need, and like a monster truck for her to drive
We're
around
gonna
in,
need
so
full
she's
coverage
safe.
and multiple vehicles. And it won't be like, oh, she got in a wreck. It'll be like, oh, she hit a big stationary object that she drives by 100 different times, but she hit it this time.
I'm gonna have to wrap her in bubble wrap then.
Deborah McCrae says, oh, Chad's so vain rewatching his own videos, LOL. I do rewatch all my own videos. There's some guys out there who don't do it. I'm not sure why. I always do it to critique myself or to see, which is funny because like I'll know that I'm like, do I say that word over and over? I need to knock that off. So yeah, I always do it.
And that's how you
Gotta improve.
That's how you respond to questions and comments.
Yeah,
and
it
we
is.
always appreciate whatever it is that you guys have to say to us. So
And we always try to get you guys in like the first 24 hours of releasing the video, going back and doing it. But when you've got like 300 some videos sending comments at you all the time, I stop talking to the videos from last year. I can't do it. Nevaeh's driving soon too. Ooh, good thing
Not
you guys
in
moved to the
3
middle of
years.
nowhere.
No, in Idaho you can get your driver's
You can
permit
get your permit
at
like
14
14 and a half.
Yeah.
So you're
and
driving
you're
next
Callie's
year.
age, aren't you?
I believe she
feel
just
like-
turned 13.
Yeah. Callie is almost 13. So girl, you are driving sooner than that.
You'll be out there driving for some dude who's throwing hay bales.
It's perfect.
Your mom says you're not driving.
Oh, Creed, when I laugh, I
funny.
like shake you. I'm sorry.
That's
He's
fun.
got to be used to it from when he was in the belly, though, right?
Yeah, she turned 13 on the 5th.
Oh, yeah.
You're driving next year. Congrats.
Super exciting. A lot sooner than you thought.
Yeah, he hit them back roads. Go crazy. Drive safe. Don't drink and drive. Drive fast. Take chances.
She can't walk a straight line. Shoot.
She doesn't have to walk a straight line. She's driving now.
So funny. I saw somebody asked how old the baby is. He will be 3 weeks on Friday. That even went by fast.
It all goes by fast. It all goes by faster out here living like we do because you're not always just like looking forward like, oh, I got to get through this time. You're always planning ahead, and then it gets there and it's always creeping up on you, and you're always so busy that since we've been out here, time just flies quick.
It does fly.
Quickly. Look at all these people driving at like 8 and 9 and 11, and they're all because they grew up on a farm. That's awesome.
Lisa,
Dave says Lisa still can't drive.
oh, Chad probably would
awesome.
say the same thing about me
No.
if I wasn't sitting here.
No, like Shelby makes me very nervous when she takes my truck into town and stuff, but
He'll literally tell me, be careful with my baby. And I'm like, Creed will be
Yeah.
fine.
I'm
And
like,
he's
yeah,
like,
take
no,
care
I
of him
meant the
too.
truck. Oh, Chad.
Yeah, I know. Good jokes. But Shelby does well driving big trucks. I've always had big trucks, and she's
Wait, what
always
did you
driven
just
them.
say?
You've done well driving big trucks.
Thank you.
You've
never,
always driven my trucks.
You've never said that, though, out loud.
Well, you get a big head, you know, and then you wreck your truck. And I'm like, shit, I shouldn't have said that.
Oh, my gosh.
Did Shelby get stuck in the snow? Yeah, that happened. But to be fair, she had a 2-wheel drive vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
And she did get it stuck quite a few times. She got
Twice.
buried. That's not true. You were like back up in the snowbanks and be like,
No.
babe, I'm stuck. And I'm like, why didn't you turn?
And then he gets mad.
And she's like, I didn't see the snow. And I'm like, it hasn't moved. You've been driving by it, but
Well,
it's all good. And then you're just days pulling out a truck.
yeah. What do you want to do anyways?
Yeah.
Sit
She got
by
it
the fire
buried
and read?
that we got dumped on. I mean, we got like 2 feet in one day, and the entire road was just 2 feet of snow. It was ridiculous. And I was like, hey, drive up there and then make sure that you can make it in, but don't go in. And she's heard, hey, just punch it. And so she just goes and turns and punches it into the beginning, like off the main road. And she punches it, and the thing just lifts up on the snow and turns completely sideways and is like buried to the door. It was ridiculous. We had buddies coming and dragging us back and forth. It was stupid.
I thought I had it. This year should not be as crazy though, because your tractor's working.
Oh yeah.
You've got your truck that has 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Which is so silly, but this is literally our first like main vehicle that has 4-wheel drive during our North Idaho winter.
Well, my Ford has 4-wheel drive, but it just sucks in the snow.
Well, and it's not
even
our main,
chained up. It just does horrible.
It's not our main driving vehicle either. Like, none of us fit in it comfortably. So we're moving on up.
We do early in the morning before the AC.
We're so redneck. Oh, goodness.
Oh, well, we're happy.
We're happy. That is all
Off kilter
that
says Ford sucks in all weather. Right on, man.
So funny.
Drove my first Mack truck on the farm at 14. Yeah, baby.
Awesome.
Let her out back in the 40s. She'll learn. Yeah, definitely. We had, I grew up with a school right next to us, and my mom would take us over in the parking lot, and we had stick shift, and that's how we learned how to drive, too. It was just a big open lot.
That's awesome.
Let's see here. John Previtt says, hey, guys, I'm in the Navy. I am planning to retire in the next 3-ish years. What is the best way to begin to plan for moving off grid? Josh, you are in luck, my friend. We actually have a series of videos planned coming up this week talking about making the moves off grid, talking about the things that we did before we moved off grid, talking about the things that we did when we finally bought the property and then we're getting ready to move off grid, and then making that transition as well. We're going to cover it step to step. So you keep following along. And if you have questions, man, put them in those videos and we will address them. But yeah, we did it. So we're happy to help everyone else.
Yeah, absolutely. And our story is definitely different than some folks. There's more than one way to do it. We
did it poor.
We did it poor, and we jumped.
Do it with money if you can. Lots of money.
We jumped in head first. And, you know, I think like Good Simple Living and Homesteading, they are able to go and kind of do it as they can and then come back to their house, which is a great way to do it too, especially with kids. And we just jumped right on in and did it full time until our house was built. And so, you know, there's totally different ways of doing it, but we're happy to
One
share
thing
how
I
we did
suggest that, well, at least Shelby and I do well, is put your back up against the wall. We will, you know, essentially paint ourselves into a corner, or we'll dive head first and when we're all in. And when you have to be all in, you'll get stuff done.
It's just one of those things where it's like at the end of the day, when you look back on your life, like if you would have just constantly been like, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. Like Chad and I will not be saying that. Like whatever we have thought about doing, we've just gone and done it. And if we fail, we've definitely had failures, but we've had a lot of just good times and success with things too. So
well, we've learned to set goals. Like I've learned to set goals, like big goals. I've got all sorts of huge plans because I've learned that, you know, most times you're afraid to go out and do something out of the norm, and you're afraid to either fail or you're just afraid of like, oh, it's new to me, I don't know. And I've learned through my experiences that like when you go out there and put yourself out there, that's like the fun times. Like you're doing the fun shit, and then you get it done. At least for me, I've always been successful in doing it, got it done, and then I've set an even higher goal and a higher goal. So now I reach for the stars all the time. I've got ridiculous plans. Arkansas Pilgrim says, you're ignoring me, man. When is one of my ducks going to win the duck race? Oh, you were in late, sir, but I will readdress it, Pilgrim. We are going to be, you guys are going to see the duck race here in like the next week and a half.
yes.
So stop yelling at me.
Someone just said congratulations. Oh, there we go. Sean Giffen. I just want to say congratulations on the baby. I got to go to work, so I'll see you guys later. Thanks so much for coming, and thank you for the congratulations. We appreciate it.
Dun, dun, dun. Nevaeh says she's learning from her experiences. Yeah.
Oh,
Nevaeh,
that's
you're cool.
awesome.
You're like
It's like the best.
you're like 10 years old and singing in front of people. That's
It's-
pretty rad.
Yeah, and it is. Like, you guys are learning so much through your experience. I highly recommend it. However it works to do it, just do it. The going off grid, the homesteading, the putting family first. Like, I just love all of it. I feel like there's no wrong way to do it.
Or could be.
I
If you
don't
failed at it, probably did it the wrong way.
Well, I guess there is that. Wah,
Jeff
wah.
Clark of Clark Sparkle says, yo, Jeff Lawson, or maybe Geoff, I don't know. It's Jeff. Permaculture, right up your alley. Appreciate the heads up. I will have to check out Jeff Lawson. What is the best source of income when homesteading for a newbie? Ooh. So we've got a couple of things that we do, which is kind of different than most people. A lot of people, like, somebody will work and then pay for it, or they both work and then they come and pay for it. I think if you can find a crop, pigs, vegetables, whatever, if you can find your niche and really think outside the box of what that niche should be, and I'll give you an example. Focus on that, develop it, like come up with a game plan and develop it, and then push to implement it. There's lots of people who they do what everyone else does on their farm. They see this guy's doing this, and they're like, oh, I'm going to do it 2 times 10. This guy's doing this, I'm going to do it 2 times 10. When I set out, I was like, man, I want to raise animals that are rare, that people don't know of. I want to produce something that tastes really well. And I came up with something outside the box. I came up with pigs that you can't find in this area. They're very hard to find. Believe me, I've been looking. Not many people have them. The product, I believe, is just superior to most people's pigs. And then, it's getting it out there. And the thing that will show you if your business is failing or if you're succeeding is, are your clients coming back? Are your clients telling their friends about it, and you're gaining new clients? And with that game plan that we've had with our product and raising it strictly the way we choose to raise it, we have more than doubled our pig business every year that we've been doing this. And that's because if people like what they're putting in their mouth, they're going to buy it again, but they have to see that value. If you raise the same pigs that everybody else in town raises, then the only value difference is going to be they're going to get that same pig from someone for cheaper. So then that drives down your cost, or it drives down your profit, because they can get it from so-and-so cheaper. So you got to prove your product to people, whatever it is. But think outside the box. Don't copy your neighbors. Don't copy someone else. Just think outside the box.
And be passionate about it and have fun with it, because it takes a lot of time to do whatever it is that you're going to choose to do to kind of help make money on the farm. So have it be something that you're tied to, that you love. So
Paula Wells, I'm pretty sure I've responded to you.
To what?
In an email.
Oh.
She wants one of our pigs. And so she's letting me know she wants one of her pigs. I'm pretty sure I responded to you. If not, I'm verbally responding now. We'll get you on for next year.
And I did see that somebody asked if our mailing is our P.O. box. It is. It's in most of our videos. It will be in the live stream after it's done, and I can go in and put it in. So
Keith Wheat says, not Keith. I'm not allowed to sell him, apparently. So funny. Bee Charming says, how's your bees? So I have not been neglecting my bees, but I have not been going out every single week and checking on them. This last little bit, I've basically given them X amount of room for the rest of the season, and it's like, here you go, guys, build, do your thing. This is where you need to be for the winter time. So I have not been checking on them as much. I do go out and peek once in a while, but I need to get out there and go through them.
Chad has definitely had his hands full. Me recovering with a C-section, I've needed a lot of help. And then also just all the farm stuff. So I think that the bees, they do okay on their own, right? Like,
yeah, they do really well. We've got water. No, we've got water. I'll start to feed them here pretty soon. Kathy Johnson says, do you sell your honey? So Kathy, this is our first year with bees, so we have not harvested any honey. We will be harvesting honey in the second year. And yes, we will be selling them. You will be able to get North Country honey right here. The quantities will be limited, so get in early, people.
We definitely have some exciting things happening. We're working on a new logo right now, which is super exciting. So what we're gonna do some hats and a new logo, and I'm excited to do honey with all of our, I'm like a artsy kind of person, so when I think of like selling something, like I'm excited for you to get the package and see how we've got our stickers on it and how it's mailed to you. So we've got some exciting things happening that we're working on.
Big plans, always big plans, moving and shaking. But yeah, honey will be coming down the pike. We will also be expanding. So every year we will be getting more and more honey to a certain extent, because I don't set out to be a full-time beekeeper and produce honey only. You know, I like to get my irons in the fire. So we will be adding honey to the farm as well. But I don't know what our goal is for jars a year that we will sell. It'll always be a limited thing. Arkansas Pilgrim loves the stickers.
But thinking that we need a new logo. We do. I think that we've had fun ideas for the stuff that we've had, but we don't really have a farm logo. So that is in the works. I'm excited to see how it turns out. So that will be, it's in the works. So as soon as it is released, we will show you guys we're excited about it. We also are making some serious movements towards getting our first Highland cattle.
Yep.
So that should be happening soon.
Which is another specialty animal that we are taking a risk in developing, but it's because of the research behind it. Highland cattle take 2.5 to 3 years to get to butcher, which means if I can get clients for them, they're going to be on this long rotation, a 2.5, 3 year rotation. So we need to start now so that we can make money in the future.
Yeah. So moving and shaking, we've got exciting things planned, and we're excited to share it with you guys.
Yeah, if any of you guys are in like the Pacific Northwest area and you know people that have Highland cattle, email me with some information if you would. My only source really to find Highland cattle are Craigslist, and usually they pop on and they pop off. So let me know if I can find a breeder or someone I can get cows from specifically around you. Let me know.
Yes.
Help me out. Search it out.
We are actively looking.
They are the cutest baby cows. Yeah, they are. And they're a cool looking cow. And I think for a homestead, if you're not going to go out and just grow this beautiful field and hay your field and feed them, to have an animal that's as hardy as Scottish Highlands, they'll be able to go out on like this kind of stuff in the trees and do well on it. So it's going to be good for us to not have as great of a pasture just yet and have those cows. Oh, he's waving.
His little hand was up there just like he was thinking.
He's waving.
Totally obsessed with him.
Rex said he missed us for about a month. What name did you give your son, if I may ask? His name is Creed. Why did you miss us? Where did you go, Rex?
Why would you do that to us?
Tell me. Please tell me. A lot of people have been telling me, too, that they've been getting unsubscribed. And they're coming back. And they're like, I had to subscribe. And then I had to subscribe again. And I'm like, what is that about,
That
YouTube?
is so weird. Well, your phone is about ready to die. Should we wrap things up and feed our kids some dinner?
You can feed me dinner. I don't care about the kids. Just covered in crap.
What does the name Creed mean?
Love the sound of it. It's just a good sound. It's good vibes. It's feelings.
It actually has a ton of meaning, and probably one day we'll share it with you guys, but for now I think we're just gonna keep it to ourselves, but one day we'll kind of share. There's a big story
Dictionary.com
behind it. Look at his little hand.
Dave
He's
from
just so
Imaginacre
cute.
Wood says we need to talk about cross-breeding Highlands and yaks. Yeah, we need to talk, man, because I actually...
Is that a real thing?
I actually
That can happen?
was looking at a guy who had a package a package deal, and he doesn't want to sell anything separate. He wants the package. And he's got a bull in there. And I was like, well, I don't really want a bull for the first few years because I don't want to be feeding a bull and only have a couple of cows. I want to wait till there's money coming in. Nevaeh says she's Googling it, LOL.
Yes, Google it. And then I'll tell you our
But
meeting later.
maybe I pick up a bull and run him up to your place and let you feed him for like a month while he breeds your cows. I don't know.
Oh my goodness, that would be exciting.
Yeah. Yak.
Yakety yak.
Oh, we're getting out of here. All right, guys, that is it. Go Google and then start your Spanish homework. You don't need to know Spanish. We live in America. Go start your homework, guys. Everyone have a good night, and thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you guys for coming. I feel like Creed always wants to jump in. What?
Rex Havoc says, had a gender change. I used to be one hung low, but no more. Needed an appropriate name to chat. I enjoyed one hung low. That's awesome. Enjoy the gender change, my friend.
That's awesome.
All right, guys, thank you so much, and we will catch you on the next one. Hit that thumbs up.
Thanks, guys.